Hello. Oh my God. So if you are not currently making money in your business, if you're a new coach or you're not making what you really want to make, then you are not obsessed enough with it. Okay. So today I'm going to teach you how to build your audience quickly. And it's super, super simple. So if you're new to my world, hi April. If you're new to my world, I'm Cassie McKenzie. I am a business coach, an intuitive business coach for coaches and healers, especially new coaches and healers who are starting your business and you want to sell high ticket offers and really build a 6- and 7-figure business that doesn't take up all of your time. So here's what happens. You're building a business, like you have to remember, and I think a lot of times this gets lost in some of the people who you follow, and a lot of times this doesn't get said online. You know, like there's a lot of bathtub photos and a lot of like conversations about like how I sneezed and made like $30,000 in a minute, you know, and like what goes into building your business is so much more than just these, you know, quick hits. Hi, how are you doing, Mickey? And in order to build your audience and build it quickly, you've got to have this long-term mindset, but also you've got to be obsessed with your business, guys. I feel like there's a lot of shame around like the hustle. And what I'm saying isn't like, hey, Mickey, isn't like, go get like go hustle your balls off to build your business. Like that's not what I'm about. I teach my clients how to do energetic healing techniques on your business to make things easier, to take less time, and to build your 6- and 7-figure business and set it up so that you only have to work 10 hours a week, you know? And so, but that doesn't mean that you can't be obsessed about it along the way. And in order to build your audience quickly, you've got to have this kind of like obsession about what you're doing. And here's the thing, with my story, I started out as a pharmaceutical rep, and I was a sales rep for 20 years. I was actually with braces and a bad haircut, like at 17 years old. Actually, no, I was 21 years old when I got my first job. And everybody thought that I'd get fired in like 6 months because, you know, they didn't understand why I was there. I think the average age was like 45 for all the other reps. And so, but fast forward 2 years later, and I had closed like $20 million in sales. I had become a sales trainer for my district. I moved on to be a regional trainer and a national, got invited up all the time and ended up training all the people who made fun of me, which I absolutely love. So drop me some hearts if that's the kind of vibe that you like living to, because I fucking love proving people wrong personally. And I'm not afraid to say that. And so, but here's the thing, I became obsessed with doing, I became obsessed in a way that I was like, I really, really want to get better at what I do. It's always this day one mindset of no matter how much you know, I have 20 years of sales experience and I still take sales courses. I still go and try to learn more and more and more, because not only can it help me serve more people, but it can help me serve my clients as a business coach too, you know? But that level of obsession and that willingness to say, I don't know it all yet, right? That willingness to be, honest with yourself and have this day one mindset of how can I show up today? How can I show up for that one person who's new to my world, who doesn't know anything about me and needs to hear this message today, right? So when you're obsessed about about your business, then you become more consistent with content. And the obsession, there's twofold things here that I see. People are either obsessed in a way that is kind of unhealthy, right? Coming from a lack perspective. And as a manifestation expert, I can tell you that's not going to bring you the clients that you want, right? So when you are, when you come at this from an aspect of what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? That's not going to help you build this in a healthy way, right? That's going to just point out all the things that you don't already have, right? And that's not the vibe. That kind of sucks. What you want to do is become in this healthy way of how can I serve my community today? How can I show up and, how can I provide like an unspeakable value and show them one thing that like, that makes their lives easier, So when you are looking at this obsession from a standpoint of like, I'm going to show up no matter what, I am in it for the long game. I know that like the more people hear this message, the more people it's finally going to sink in, and it's finally going to serve you at a level that you haven't been served yet before. And so when you're building this audience from this long-term mindset of serving like it's day one and people don't know anything about you, then not only are you going to get more consistent in showing up, but your messaging is going to become more consistent too. And you're going to get so much better at it that it makes it so easy to create content. It literally goes from taking like 2 hours to create one post to taking like 10 minutes to create 3 different variations of a post. And here's why. What most people do is they do something for a few days and they look for the results, and maybe like drop me some hearts if you're going to be honest now. And this is something that you might do too, or you found yourself like, I'll raise my hand and say that this is my thing that I have to catch myself on often, right? Because we look for the validation, right? You go to look to keep score to see, has it shown up yet? Is this working? When behind the scenes, it could be working. There's so many more people behind the scenes watching your content and watching what you do and thinking, holy shit, this person is like my fucking person and I'm ready to hop all in, but maybe they never like your post. Maybe they're too busy. Maybe they have, they've got 3 kids and they get interrupted, but they search you out first thing in the morning every single day, right? Like there are people out there who do that and you don't know that they exist until they reach out and say, hey, where's the link? And they join your highest, ticket program. Like that happens all the freaking time. But you've got to keep showing up and you've got to keep being consistent and have that like obsession with your business to stay consistent and keep showing up in a way where like that obsession turns into consistency, and that consistency turns into clients seeing you there and trusting you and knowing you and liking you. Okay. The other thing is when you're creating this constant like flow of really high value content, then you're going to have like a book of content for people to come and see when they come to your account, right? So if you want to build your audience quickly, this consistency of you constantly showing up, even if there was no evidence, is going to build like, think about like when you've gone on vacation and you used to get like real magazines, and by the end of the vacation, you're like, holy shit, how did I get like 6 different magazines? And what am I going to do with these, right? Like you don't even know it in the moment because you're just like consuming. And you're just like, having the time of your life. And before you know it, you're like, holy shit, I've got like this whole, like I've got a whole stack, right? That's how the content, in your Instagram feed adds up too. Like everything is adding up. And when people come, especially if you're looking for new clients, new people to your world want to see that they can trust that you're always going to be showing up. They don't know what happened over the last 100 days. All they can go by is, well, where did she show up, right? Like she showed up one time this week, one time that week. What happened in those weeks? She doesn't talk about that at all, right? And so if somebody looks at that and they're like, well, what happened? Then they're not going to know that you're going to be there next week too, right? And by the way, it's not just about them, but like you aren't going to know and have faith in yourself and trust yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, that's going to come across in your content too, and in your vibe and in your energy. Okay. That's why like the energetics and the mindset are so important for growing your business and building your audience, because if something inside you is saying this isn't working, it doesn't matter how great your content is or how great you think it's going to be, because you're not going to fully show up as your whole self, right? So in order to build your audience quickly, you need to get obsessed about your business. You need to start doing content and going live, even if it's scary as hell. All right. Like video content is number 1 on Instagram. All right. Video content is what will get you seen. And if you're not making sales right now and you're not doing video content, then that is probably why you're leaving sales on the table. Okay. Now, coming from an aspect of serving your audience too. Every single piece of content that you put out, you should be able to answer, okay, what is this person getting out of this, right? What is this person going to walk away knowing? Am I going to like spur you to go and take action that you haven't taken before? Like my intention for this is to get these, like, get that feeling going where you're like, fuck yeah, you know what? I am ready to get obsessed with my business. I am ready to get obsessed with creating content and serving my audience. All right. And here's the other part that I wanted to say earlier, but I didn't say yet about this obsession. If you aren't currently obsessed with your business, then you might just hate your offers. Okay. And here's why. You can be really, really great at certain things and be interested in certain things, but maybe like not necessarily that passionate enough that it's like that you want to be in it full time, right? Like your genius zone is the place where you are so fucking good at what you do and you love teaching other people about it, right? Like I'll use myself as an example. So like earlier, let's just say like a year ago, I was more of like a manifestation and abundance coach. And I love coaching on money. Like I absolutely love, I have this program, Big Money Vibes, and the results people get in this program are insane. It's like, if you want more money and you want more money consistently, and you want your bank account to overflow and you want to get over your money blocks so that you can effortlessly allow money to come in, this is the course for you. And this is the course that has 10x people's income. People have manifested 6-figure jobs within 24 hours, and really left the shit and heaviness around money behind so that you can constantly welcome more overflow of money and abundance into your life, right? I loved teaching that. Now, I was ignoring the fact that I really also love, and I'm a business nerd, and I really also love taking that 20 years of sales experience and all of the things I've learned in having an online business and translating that into helping clients create offers that light their fucking souls on fire and make you so excited to sell it. Okay. And this is the vibe of being obsessed with your business. All right. This is why I teach you how to create an offer that gets amazing results, but also that you can sell like crazy and build your 6 and 7 figure business off of it with ease. Okay. Now, sorry, my hair is like doing these weird things today. That's why I love what I do. I love being a business coach. And hi, Dennis, how's it going? So when you're selling something that you're really not that into, it's going to come across and it's going to feel heavy, and you're not going to, and when it doesn't, okay, let me go back for a second. When you're selling something that you're not that into, what a lot of people do is they'll throw it out there, they'll launch it, they'll wait a day or two, you'll see that like, oh, nobody's buying it. And then you'll give up on it because you know what? You didn't really want to sell it to begin with. Okay. You weren't really that into it. It's kind of like dating a guy that's like, okay. But as soon as he stops like paying attention or whatever, you're like, oh, thank God. Like I wasn't that into him anyway. You know what I mean? And so when you are selling offers that you're not really that into, then you're going to give up on them easily. And you're not going to call in clients because you're not going to want to work with the clients who want to sign up for something like that anyway, right? Like when I launched a mastermind called the Super Abundant Mastermind last year. I am amazing at bringing in abundance. I am amazing at teaching you how to, manifest any fucking thing that you want. But at the time, I really wasn't that into helping people to do that, because what I really wanted to do was help you build abundance through your business. But it wasn't until I fully had a come to Jesus meeting with myself that I was like, you know what? I really want to pivot into business coaching, and that's what I'm going to do. But it took me probably like 3 months to realize this. Like in that 3 months, I disappeared. I was not consistent. I was not obsessed with my business. My business felt heavy. It just felt like blah. It bored the fuck out of me to go on social media. I started going on social media to be entertained, as opposed to going on social media to entertain my audience and to bring value. And so what you start to do is you start to become a consumer instead of a leader. And so when you want to build your audience and you want to build a successful business that brings in, 10K months, what you have to do is become obsessed with what you're selling. Actually sell things that make you excited. All right. Because when you feel that excitement, your audience is going to feel that excitement too. So the best way to build your business is to build your audience is to become obsessed with the fucking offers that you're putting out to begin with. Because if you're not obsessed with the offer, if it doesn't excite you, you're not going to want to fill it, and you're going to start to sabotage yourself and sabotage your success there. Okay. Now, serving your audience becomes easy when you're obsessed with what you're talking about. Serving your audience and creating content and building a hot audience becomes so easy because you never run out of things to bring up. And so if you don't know how to create content, if you don't know what to include, and if you're creating these Insta stories and nobody's coming through, there's a lot of reasons why that could be strategically. But if you want to start with yourself first, make sure it's something you actually want to sell. Make sure the offer lights you up. If you're trying to sell like a one-on-one package and it's got like 10 one-on-one calls a month, and you don't even want to fucking do one-on-one calls, then obviously that's not going to sell that well either, because you don't really want to do it. It doesn't light you up. It doesn't excite you. If somebody showed up and paid you, just the money would like temporarily excite you, but it wouldn't actually like fulfill you, right? Like, cause in the back of your head, you're like, well, fuck, now I got to meet these people 10 times a month. And I never really wanted to do that to begin with. We've all been there, right? We've all fucking been there. I'll be the first one to be honest about it, right? So here's what you want to do. If you want to build your audience, if you want to make it a hot fucking audience that it's like, psst, right? Make sure you're obsessed with your business. Become next level, stage 5 clinging, obsessed. And when I say obsessed, I also don't mean obsessed with checking your phone for likes, obsessed for checking your phone for views, obsessed for checking your phone for DMs. That's not the obsessed I mean. I mean like you're obsessed in a way of like you've been single for the longest time and you finally met somebody who excites you and you're like, right? Like that vibe where you're like the butterflies. Like when you wake up in the morning, you're feeling the butterflies about what you get to talk about. Okay? Like, oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my God. Right? And it's possible. It is possible for all of us. If you are in this coaching business and you have you've got huge dreams of having this big successful business and helping hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people, then you have it inside you. You just might need to work on pulling out exactly what it is that would light you up the most, right? Find your zone of genius and find what it is that you absolutely love helping people with and create an offer around that. And if you need help creating an offer around that, I am launching a brand new cohort of my oh my God, I'm like coughing. The 7-Figure Lightworker is now open for a start date of December 1st. This is the program where you create an offer you're obsessed with. You create a high ticket offer that your clients and your audience becomes obsessed with. You build a hot audience that loves to buy from you. You make content creation a breeze so that you're showing up today obsessed with your business and you're building this 6 and 7-figure business that you're obsessed with. If that's something that you're interested in, send me a DM that says freedom. And we can talk about what it looks like to get you in this start date of December 1st. There's a lot of fun bonuses I'm going to be announcing. But in the meantime, I'm also hosting a free masterclass next Wednesday called Hot Coach energy. This is about standing out on social media and skyrocketing client signups. So if you want to learn how to stand out on social media, if you want to sign more clients, then you want to get in on this masterclass. It is a live masterclass next Wednesday. Go to the link in my bio to sign up. And ask yourself today, what about my business makes me obsessed about it, right? And tap into that feeling of butterflies about your business before posting on social media, okay? And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Bye!